I also want to state on record my support and admiration for the WASPI campaign. They have campaigned tirelessly for acknowledgement of the wrong they face and, crucially, compensation. I've been pleased to meet with many of them on a number of occasions during my time as MP, and I stand in complete solidarity with them. The government has rightly accepted the Parliamentary Health Ombudsman's findings for maladministration and apologised for the 28-month delay in writing to 1950-born women. But what good is this apology if there's not going to be any steps towards redress? These are real hard-working women who contributed to the economy, raised families, cared for others, and contributed to society in countless ways. They planned their lives based on assurances that the state pension would be available at 60. Instead, they have faced financial hardship, uncertainty, and in many cases, significant distress. These are women who, because of the previous government's maladministration, have spent the bitter, cold winter rationing their heating because 84% are concerned about soaring energy costs. Now, we know this is a reality faced by people up and down the country, but it's doubly so for WASPI women. What is the cost of failing to address this injustice, and what is the cost of leaving thousands of women in financial hardship and without the support they were promised? What is the point of an apology without redress? We know that there are precedents for compensation. Some of them have been mentioned already, where the government has failed: life investors, blood contamination, the post office scandal, and even though poorly administered, the Windrush scandal victims have rightfully been awarded compensation for the suffering they endured. Ultimately, the principle has to be the same. It has to apply here. There was a severe mistake made by a government. Thousands suffered as a result, and so compensation ought to be paid. And of course, it goes without saying that the mistake was not one made by this current government. Blame doesn't lie at their feet, but responsibility for redress, unfortunately, does. There's a strong moral imperative for the government to accept the Ombudsman's recommendation, and we've heard a few times today how many WASPI women have died since the campaign began. Ultimately, people voted for a Labour government that will act in a more compassionate way than its Conservative predecessor, and we still have the opportunity not to let them down.